Welcome back to Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. This is Grandma Party.
And I'm Fluffydeathbringer. I post in the thread sometimes.
Fluffy, man, thanks so much for joining me. You've been with me since the beginning. You were one of the first posters in that awful Yiik thread.
Yeah, because I'd heard a lot about the game, and I was like, holy shit, a chance to actually experience this. Maybe I'll see if it's really that bad, and it turned out to be worse.
I honestly always looked forward to your posts because it was this long list of things you liked.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, man.
No, thank you. You put in the time, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I went into it thinking like, okay, I'm gonna give this a fair shake. I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna give good faith, and then that just kind of died.
Yeah, I'm with you. Real quick, what I started doing is I started getting rid of the amenities in the beginning, so I can at least talk about them. We got a standard worm, and then two basically jack-in-the-boxes that have various forms. And depending on the form, they change what they do.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of gimmick is legitimately one of the best little details about Jimmy.
Okay, Eyeball Monster. They're magic based, but Mom is such a powerhouse. We don't have to worry about anything at this point. Which is a good thing because he's doing his huge wind-up before he kills somebody.
Ooh.
So the Jeff in the bags, they have like 3 different forms. But this is going to be a long episode, so you get one Jeff in the bag.
Yeah, I'll just have to live with it.
Yeah. One of the things I do... Ooh, Goat Man.
Yeah.
Okay, did you ever watch the old show Hercules? Like the Disney Hercules?
You mean like the cartoon?
The cartoon.
I watched some of it, yeah. It has that, like, really small, annoying nerd dude with dreadlocks, right?
I think so. Yeah, now I know who you're talking about. Okay, this is what I didn't notice until Catherine started playing Kingdom Hearts again. Right?
My condolences.
Yeah, I know. However, I did find something to love in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah?
Okay, Phil the Goat Man has the second most luscious ass in gaming.
Now I'm just kind of afraid to ask what the most luscious ass is.
Oh, dude, it's Samurai Sam from Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they know it. They modeled that thing. I don't want to get into the lewd territory here, but I was just looking at it, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about Kojima, but he can appreciate a good ass.
I think that's the nicest thing I've ever heard about Kojima. Real quick, I want to point out something here. The nice 6-pointed star you see on Jimmy isn't from him converting to my religion. It's one of the things the Queen dropped was a Dreamstone. And if you equip the Dreamstone on one of your characters, they give him a super buff. It makes him inspired and motivated, which just makes Jimmy a monster when he does decide to hit something.
That's how you break the game, I guess.
Oh, that's what the rest of this game is all about, is just breaking it because they want you to break it.
Yeah, but now I'm just thinking, like, what kind of crazy-ass bar mitzvah could you get with, like, stuff from all around this dream world, you know?
I've been to a whole mess of bar mitzvahs.
Yeah, I imagine.
Well, I think the first time I ever smoked weed was at a bar mitzvah, so...
As you do.
I mean, it wasn't part of the normally scheduled programming.
Yeah, I figure.
You go away for a couple of years and your best friend from 3rd grade is like, hey, I've got weed. Who wants to go smoking? Okay, King of Fops. So he finally came back and he's a total asshole right now because instead of 4 bones, he's got 6.
Ooh.
And then if you get it wrong, he fires cannons at you. And he's completely impervious to all damage.
Yeah, damn upper class being all impervious to physical damage.
Ugh. I do like his shoes, though. Look at those little kitten heels he's got on.
Oh, yeah, I mean, dude knows how to accessorize at least.
That is the one thing I liked about Rococo is all the fashion. It still holds up.
Yeah, it still holds up.
Hi, Scabs.
Anyway, I think the reason was I posted way more in the Yiik thread, I think, during the phase when I just went like, okay, fuck it, this is shit, I'm gonna talk about why this is shit, is because, well, I don't know if this is the same for you, but it's legitimately easier to discern why you don't like something than it is to discern why you like something.
No, I'm 100% on board with you. It's so much easier to dunk on things than it is to really appreciate them.
Yeah, it's like I always can't think of words to say about things I like beyond oh, this is good, and I have to actively think of elaborations for why it's good. But when something's shit, you know why it's shit.
Yeah. And this Jimmy is 99% good. It's only got a couple bad things.
Yeah, and then those bad things really stick out. That's why I made all those comments about typos and awkward English, which I can kind of excuse because Casey's Polish.
I think he's Czech.
Close enough.
Yeah, they're close. I think he's a native English speaker.
Oh, well, in that case, there's no excuse, man. What the hell are you doing?
I was gonna say, where are you calling in from?
What?
Oh, where are you located right now?
Oh, I'm in northern Finland.
Oh my god.
Town called Rovaniemi, actually.
That's crazy, man. Your English is better than most people I know here.
Yeah, I mean, people keep telling me that. I guess I just absorbed it when I was a kid, and it became just second nature for me, not to brag.
No, you can brag a little bit, because my Finnish is absolutely shit.
Well, everyone's Finnish is absolutely shit, because nobody bothers to learn Finnish because everyone here speaks English.
I could see that. I mean, do they teach the schools in Finnish or English?
Oh, Finnish, obviously, but you start learning English at I think it was about 4th grade.
Huh. Yeah, see, most of the people here, they take their high school language and they forget it, and you never use it again.
Oh yeah, the same totally happened with me. I took Italian in high school, and then I completely forgot it, and then I started applying for jobs, and there was this translator agency then, and I applied to them, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna give you a temp job, and I was like, shit, I gotta go to Duolingo, I gotta revive my Italian.
Oh my god.
And then I never heard from them again.
Oh, real quick, all these mirrors except one are full of monsters. This one, light bulb.
Oh, it's almost like you've done this before.
No, never. I'm playing through this completely blind.
Oh, but yeah, this kind of ties into one of the flaws I think this game has in terms of field actions, because once you get the bird is kind of like your default because you get to go faster, and then when you get the pumpkin, it's like, hey, it's the bird, but worse because you only use the flame in specific puzzles.
That's true. And then Punch Tanaka will also take the place of the bird, and he can punch things instead of running into them. And then I think we only used the blob for one thing, which was the sheep. But in terms of RPG puzzling, it's still leaps and bounds ahead.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if I think of any Final Fantasy game, because Final Fantasy is the big JRPG, I can't think of a single good puzzle in a Final Fantasy game.
Now I've got to think about this, because... Nope, I can't think of anything. The only good puzzle game I can think of was Lufia 2, which had amazing puzzles in it.
Never played it.
Oh, it's definitely worth a shot if you like puzzles. Oh, shit.
I'll have to try. Oh, shit.
Jonathan Land. It's got Jonathan Bear. Oh. They're trying to make us forget the monster that he became.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the problem, is he's our monster. We made him.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
That's the interesting juxtaposition, is they do all these real people and then these people that we made up. And with the outside of Hitomi, they're all actually pretty deep.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, Hitomi, she's one of the flaws of the game, to be perfectly honest. All these deep characters who get probed into a lot, and then there's just Sailor Moon. Very shallow Sailor Moon parody.
Well, that's the thing, is the question is whether or not he decided to make it intentional.
Well, it's probably intentional, but that doesn't make it I was gonna say that doesn't make it good, but that's not really fair. That doesn't make it click with everyone, you know?
I'm with you. And I do love this Jonathan Bear monologue, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that MA in Fine Arts is really shining through. The writing is top-notch.
Well, then that's the question I have, is are these JRPGs coming over, are they bad because they're written bad, or because they're translated?
Yes.
Fair.
I mean, some things get lost in translation, like Final Fantasy VII was really lost in translation, but sometimes the writing is just bad.
Well, I think the Final Fantasy VII translation was done by machine.
No. It was done by, I think, one guy all the way back in the 90s, and he didn't even get the lines in order.
Okay, I know the one guy who's like the Final Fantasy guy. That's Woolsey, and people have issues with the Woolsey translation. But I thought Final Fantasy VII was a machine translated one, which is why you get shit like "this guy are sick."
No. It's just there's this series like slow translation of Final Fantasy VII that I think Polygon did, and it's mostly just because Japanese is really fucky.
Yeah. Oh, Japan's the land of puns and dad jokes. I'm not going there anytime soon.
Oh yeah, I mean, in traveling to Japan, that's one of those things that you always dream of, you know. But then you start thinking about it. Then you start hearing stories from people who actually live there, and then you're like, "Yeah."
Oh no, 100% do it. It's totally worth doing.
Well, maybe someday.
I did it like 2 years ago.
Oh, when'd you go?
I went October 2016 or 17, one of the two.
No, like where did you go?
Oh, did Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. Did like 10 days.
I see.
Oof, poor Helga.
Oh yeah.
Oh, total mom moment. You would not have waited for Christmas. He was expensive.
Mm.
Aw.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah.
Things are getting real with these orbs, man.
Yep.
I know the feeling is kind of divided on them, but I really it's nice to slow down a little bit and just take some time to get to know the characters again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because now it's less of an introduction and more how they're dealing with things.
Yeah, it's like a second introduction.
And I really like it. I've got a problem with games artificially lengthening their gameplay. But this doesn't feel like it's going on too long.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you posted in the thread you had topics of conversation. I want to know what the topics are, just because no one's done that yet.
Really? Seriously? Nobody prepared?
Nobody prepares.
Okay, well, we've gone through one of them, which was, field actions. And the other one is one of them is Lars. Because this game is so good, I go so hard in on Lars because I feel like the way Casey wrote and conceptualized the guy, that's a flaw. Because at the beach scene, that's supposed to be the start of oh, Lars is complicated, but it also reveals that he's actually super racist, and then we get to the visual novel segment where we find out he chases high school girls, and that just kind of any moments after that, they're gonna be tinged by that. Know what I mean?
I understand where you're coming from. We're gonna go find Grandma real quick.
Oh shit.
Yeah, nothing good happened to Grandma once she crashed. No, this is what I love about Lars. I'd started out not liking Lars's character, and then I realized it was an intentional thing to make you start dunking on him, like every other enemy and person in this game has started dunking on Lars.
Yeah, I don't really see that angle. I see where you're coming from, but I don't agree. But it's like...
Oh, go ahead.
I actually had an idea. I actually thought of something that would have made me click with Lars more. Don't think Casey tried to do with Lars, he's kind of a scumbag, but at the end he tries.
Mm-hmm.
So the beach scene, right?
Right.
So Lars has his little monologue, and then during it he goes like something like, "Oh, hey, Jimbo, you've got a lot of shit going on, and it's overwhelming me. So I really don't think I can handle being by your side, but I guess I have to. I guess I'm going to do it, right?" And then you get the Kung Fu Tower, and then you get the scene where he stays up beside Jimmy all night, and then you go like, "Oh, he tries. He's weak-willed and kind of selfish, but in the end, he pushes through that for Jimmy." You know what I mean?
You do raise an interesting point with that. I see where you're coming from, but what I would say is you haven't seen anyone really have a conversation with Jimmy about his disease yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I think that would be the first inkling of it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, and that would kind of alter the pacing the drip of the reveal, so it wouldn't really. So it might not work, but
yeah. I see where you're coming from, though. Oh, right. Anyway, I forgot to say about Japan. So yeah, Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto are all really super different. They all have their own different cultures.
Oh, like what?
Oh, Tokyo's just like your normal mega city. Except it's super expensive for everything.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we went to a cocktail bar, and I got a Bloody Mary and a Manhattan, and Catherine got a Bloody Mary, and it cost us $70.
70?
Uh-huh. 700 yen for 3 drinks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Truth. But the dude, like, really went all over the top with him. Like, he took a whole tomato and he muddled an entire tomato to make a Bloody Mary, but it was also like a $30 Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see it like, yeah, I'm the bartender, I don't decide how much this costs, but since they're paying this much, I'm gonna go all out.
Right. It was just like any major city, Ginza in Tokyo is a lot like Manhattan. And then Kyoto is much more traditional, a lot more art, a lot more shrines.
Yeah.
And then Osaka's like the Texas of Japan.
In what respect?
Like, just over the top, big eats, big drinks, big personality.
Right.
And Osaka was easily the best. Kyoto, we did like one of the fancy meals, and it was one of the worst meals in my entire life.
What was it?
We did one of the big kaisekis at a Michelin star restaurant. And this is before I learned I don't like Michelin star dining because it takes forever.
Yeah.
And it's also super expensive, and what you get isn't necessarily worth the time. Because
yeah, I hear that.
Because who wants to sit there for 4 hours and do a million courses? I mean, it sounds great until you actually do it,
Yeah, it's one of those things.
And so Catherine and I go there, and there's only one thing I don't like. Like, I'll eat anything. And it's cooked fish. I don't like cooked fish.
Yeah, I hear that. For me, it's raw fish, which is why I can't really eat sushi.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
It's fine. So yeah, back to Jimmy real quick. This LP actually did make me buy Jimmy.
Oh, hey, awesome.
For a friend, because for 2 reasons. One, my laptop is 6 years old. It is a potato. It lags when I run the Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass free demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the second reason is that I just don't really have a stomach for horror anymore. Like, when I was a teen, there was those RPG Maker horror games like Misa, Mad Father, shit like that. That was my jam, but now I just don't really have a stomach for that kind of stuff.
Oh, did you actually play the original Yumi Nikki?
I never actually... I've only played a little bit of Yume Nikki, actually.
It's one of those things that's on my to-do list, and I've just got too much to do.
Yeah, and that kind of makes me tangent to, like, bad RPGs. You ever play Off?
Yeah, I tried playing Off, and the puzzles were so bad, I just said fuck it, and I read the Panzer Skank LP of it.
Oh yeah, that's generally the way you do it. The puzzles are bad, the bosses are damage punches, but the rest of it is just perfect. Like, the atmosphere, all of it. It's a good experience, it's not a good game.
Yeah, I'm with you entirely. It was really fun to read her LP and her take on it.
Oh yeah. It's actually been retranslated relatively recently to be more accurate to the original French, because the previous translation, it was, according to the translator, not very good, so it's kind of a lot of things got lost in translation.
Huh.
Yeah, it was so my recommendation would be to either wait until someone makes a Let's Play of that, which is probably not going to happen since off has kind of come and gone, or just re-download it, play the retranslated version, because it's vastly different.
You know, there was a game that was supposed to be very similar that never got a translation, that was supposed to be hugely influential. It's actually getting a translation now, called Moon.
Shit.
Yeah.
Moon
was apparently one of those games that super influenced Toby Fox to make Undertale.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out then.
Yeah, there's no official translation, but I think they finally announced one, but it's really bizarre and meta.
Oh, what are they translating it from?
Japanese.
Oh, I see.
Okay, real quick, I want to switch back to Jimmy.
Yeah.
I kind of like Grandma just because of Grandma's sort of terrible.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's playing that guilt. She's playing that guilt card so good, man. Like, I don't know your relationship with your grandparents, but this is exactly what my grandma would do, is you'd go over there and she'd guilt you for not going to see her more often. And you're like, well, this is why I don't see you more often, because you guilt me the entire time.
Oh, mine are dead.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine, I was never really that close. They live like halfway across the country, so it was mostly just like, my parents have to go see them, so they just dragged us kids along.
Yeah, and there's not much for the kids to do.
Oh yeah, I hate that. But yeah, this whole Gammy, like, in the first segment with Gammy, she alternated between playing the guilt card and being kind of manipulative, and then being lucid and just wanting you to be happy, and that's just real. That's just deep.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I'm glad we did this after Lars's place, because the metaphor of her being a machine is complete.
Yeah.
It's more solid.
Now we know.
Like, can you imagine being 8 and your grandma's hooked up to this thing and she just guilts you the entire time for,
Yeah, I can barely imagine.
Not a good grandma. She tries her best, though.
Oh yeah, that seems to be a theme with the, do we actually know these people's last name?
I don't think we've seen their last name yet.
Well, it seems to be a theme with Jimmy's family, like Gammy, Lars. They're not great people, but they try.
Damn, now I gotta start thinking of a last name for them.
And the Pulsating Mass family.
Mr. Pulsating Mass, Professor Pulsating Mass. No, we fought him. That didn't go well.
Yeah.
We'll just call them the Hot Dads. Name after Andrew.
I mean, Andrew, 6 out of 5 out of 10.
I hope you can feel this, because I'm doing it as hard as I can right now. My arms are as crossed as they're gonna get.
Andrew's not even on the scale of, like, hot dads in games.
Wow, rude. Okay, you know what? You're gonna do that? You give me a hot dad. Give me your hot dad. Who's your hot dad at gaming?
Well, shit, Barrett from Final Fantasy VII, he's a hot dad.
Oh yeah, I screwed up my game, so I went on a date with him. I get you.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the remake actually lets you go on an actual date and not just like a joke date with him, because I want to date Barrett.
I 100% want to go on a hot dad date with Barrett.
Oh, for sure.
Oh man, if that's one of the games, there's going to be a rush to LP Final Fantasy VII Remaster.
Oh, for sure.
But I might do that one with Catherine, just for fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
I do love that Grandma has two modes of entertainment for Jimmy, which is butterscotch and board games.
I mean, that scans, right?
Totally scans. I decided on a random day I was going to be the person that carries butterscotch in their pockets and give them out to people, and it went surprisingly well.
Yeah, that's a worthy goal in life.
I just randomly picked up some and tossed them on the grocery store counter, and Catherine goes, "What the hell are these?" And she goes, "I've decided to become the old man who gives out butterscotch to people." And the clerk is like 20 and starts laughing, and I go, "You look like a nice young man. Would you like a butterscotch?" And sure enough, he did. Got me a discount too.
Yeah, but if you're not materializing it out of biomatter like Gammy does, you're not doing it real, you're not doing it hard style.
Listen, I can materialize something out of biomatter, but it's not any good. Okay, here's Gammy's gimmick. Her defense is through the roof. There's only one way you're taking her down, and that's hitting her enough times to decrease the counter. And it's awful. First round is 7, next round is 15, next round is 30, and the final round is 50.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a hot minute.
At least it makes for good banter space.
Exactly. If I have to suffer, everyone must suffer with me.
I mean, I'm not suffering, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, dude, you're doing great. I know you were worried, but I just this is having a blast. We're just hanging out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess it's just making me realize that that's what all the other ones were too. Maybe. And I had this conception that, okay, everyone who posts in the thread, everyone there is like a bigger deal than me.
No, for the next couple minutes, you're the biggest deal.
Wow, I mean, this is legitimately participating in an LP, has legitimately been a thing that I've always wanted to do, so I legitimately just really appreciate the opportunity.
No, thank you. You guys are doing me a huge favor by helping out, and really getting to talk to people from all around the world is one of my favorite things to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, same. Whenever I go to a new Discord, I always ask, well, sometimes I ask, like, okay, where's everyone from? Because I want to know.
How many Discords are you in?
It's, I think, like 10 at the moment.
I think I'm in 17, which is just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's easier now with the folders and shit.
Yeah, and I try to keep up with all of them, but it's nearly impossible.
I mean, it's okay to just sometimes mute the ones where you're not really close with the people, it's just like a hangout. It's okay to just mute those sometimes.
Yeah, you just I'm not going to be an active participant here, but I'll come in and I'll talk every once in a while when I'm bored.
Oh yeah. So anyway, back to Jimmy. I do legitimately like the mechanical role that Loris has. You don't see it a lot in games, and it's neat.
I agree with you. Now, the other thing is you can steal from the counter, but I've been saving this because Gammy gets more powerful as we keep going on.
Yeah, it turns out people don't like when their mechanical life essence is stolen from.
They just want to grab the nearest living thing and kill it and squeeze the life out of it. This is what that AI movie nobody saw was about. No, kidding. God, what was the show that was just like, if I woke up looking like that, I'd go to the nearest living thing and kill it?
I have no idea.
I'll have to go look this up. Someone will help me out. Thank you, Internet.
Yeah. Tap into the vast, unfathomable eldritch group consciousness of the internet to find a TV show.
Damn, Gammy offed her own kid right off the bat. That's ice cold.
Yeah, that's gangsta.
Only hamsters eat their young, Gammy.
I mean, a lot of animals eat their young.
Shh. Oh, now I'm sad. At least cobras will leave the nest so they don't eat their babies.
That's sad, but at the same time, it's also really, really respectable. Like, that's really metal.
That is kind of metal. Just going, I know I can't be around these delicious babies. I must leave forever.
Yeah, my lust for murder is so strong that I have to leave the nest so I don't kill my own children.
What the fuck?
I mean, isn't that what it is?
I think all parents feel that, but usually around 18 or so.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about the snakes.
Now we're just making it about all parents.
I mean,
one of us has to leave, and it's not going to be me. This is my house. This boss fight, I think, just goes on for a little bit too long.
Yeah, we're dipping into off territory for a while here.
Hey, that's cool, man. No worries. Oh shit, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not gonna show you the failure runs because everyone's busy because they're an adult.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I wanted to say you're the most important thing for the next, like, at least 10 minutes because Catherine's pooping because we ate Korean food last night. She'll be a while.
Ooh, my condolences.
No, Korean food's great. They have mastered the art of the garbage cuisine.
Yeah, I mean, I hear about kimchi, and maybe that's something I'd like to try, but then it's like boiled cabbage and...
Oh, it's awesome. So... think American food, like all that ridiculousness, and they take it up to 11. Like there's something we ate last night called army soup, and it's everything you could get on an army base in the 1960s. So it was kimchi and hot dogs and bulgogi meat and spam and lunch meat and cheddar cheese and ramen noodles and a spicy soup.
That sounds glorious.
It is 100% glorious, and it's spicy, and it just pure pain.
I mean, yeah, now you're just making me kind of want to try to make that.
Oh, it's a piece of cake. I'll send you a recipe.
Oh, sweet, thanks.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite things. And you get like a nice cold beer. What? Oh, real quick. I've got a couple minutes. What's Finnish traditional food like?
It's reindeer is an aspect of it. We eat reindeer.
Oh man, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and it's like every time British tourists come over and they're like, we can't eat reindeer, we can't eat Rudolph.
Absolutely not. I would 100% eat Rudolph.
No, for sure. I mean, reindeer is really fucking delicious.
How does it compare to beef?
It's earthier, I want to say.
Nice. Oh.
Ah, shit.
Damn, the guilt's coming.
The final attack.
Grandma's going out the way she lived, with a big pile of guilt.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. This is...
jeez.
This is pretty deep, Grandma.
Yeah.
Jimmy's definitely going out on a bittersweet note for everybody.
Yep.
This is a good grandma now. If you were here, I'd hug you right now.
If I were there, I'd take it. Like, I'm not even that comfortable with hugs, but I'd take it.
No, you give that right back. Bring it in, bro hug.
Okay.
Thank you. This emotional honesty is very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it is.
Stupid game making me feel things.
Yeah, stupid media making me feel things.
Thanks so much for joining me.